You are watching a Titan Ed video review. These reviews are for 13 plus collectors. If you are not a collector, please click away. Don't touch that dial and don't freak out. You're not seeing 4. Today we're going to be reviewing 4 figures at once. And welcome to another Titan Ed video review.
It's time for a Titan Shake that video review.
So today we're going to be taking a look at all of the Countach, Cybertronian Countach figures from Transformers Siege. Now, surprisingly enough, the 2 actual sports cars of this group, Smokescreen and BlueStreak, are exclusives either to online exclusive retail or to Walmart, although this guy I picked up some more special, but we'll get into that in a minute. We will start off, though, with the first that was released, Prowl, in a Cybertronian cop form. It's not terrible, but the translucent wheels are, I think, what kind of break it for me. If they were like the others and were kind of, or at least like the 2 sports car releases and were a darker color, I probably would have less problem with it. But other than that, it's not a terrible alt mode. I can think of much worse, although that low riding bumper obviously is prone to paint scratching if you're not careful, so be careful. And the gun can be removed. It's not bad. Although I think the mold does shine when it comes to the sports car version, as it does as with Smokescreen and Silver Streaker. They are decked out with more weapons. I am actually kind of honestly curious to know why Prowl did not come with the shoulder-mounted, or the bonnet-mounted weapons like the other 2 Autobots Fairlady Z's got. But other than that, they're very nice. Now I will admit, all of these guys are sporting RecPro label insignias. This was kind of started because Smokescreen here, I actually picked him up at FYE. Yeah, for whatever reason, they 2 days before Christmas got the figures in their store. At least in my area they did. I don't know why. I don't know how. But they did. And that's why I picked them up. The problem is because they're in those lovely exclusive boxes that are completely closed off with no window. I didn't know that the original insignia that's beneath the sticker was scratched with a big old scratch down it. I got a feeling I know how they got these molds. These are some of the defect paint ones, I'd imagine. So, but yeah, a simple little Autobot sticker right there solves that problem. But yeah, they're nice. Now for the black sheep of the family, Barricade. Everyone was kind of shocked to find out this was going to get made. You know, a G1 version of the Michael Bay version of Barricade. Interesting. Or at least a Cybertronian version of him. So yeah, not bad. Not the best versions of the Fairlady Z Transformer mold, in my opinion, but it'll become more apparent what my problems with the figures in robot mode. So let's get into that. And one more quick group shot, as I forgot to film what they look like without all of their weapon accessories attached to vehicle mode. So, sorry. And we have robot mode. And this robot mode is pretty good. Very faithful to Generation 1, but having that War for Cybertron pre-Earth kind of flair to it. So, it's pretty nice. Now, They do all have the siege ports on over their bodies. The on top of their shoulders, on their forearms, a very awkward spot on their feet, side of their legs. They all have it. It's really good. Now, there are 2 ports on each of them that are unique for the shoulder-mounted guns that BlueStreak, Smokescreen and Barricade come with these specific guns. Still don't understand why Prowl doesn't come with those. I know we did use them in the show, but still. Now, there is one very massive flaw with this mold that really will determine whether or not you should or should not pick up any of these figures, is that it uses a lot of pinned translucent plastic for both joint hinges as well as hinges in parts that are used for transformation. Mostly the torso piece attaching to the main kind of torso spine skeleton, if you will, as well as in this major knee section, the knees on each of them, it's clear translucent plastic that's pinned with regular plastic. Now, if anybody's ever owned a Transformers Energon figure, a Decepticon Energon figure from back in the day, you guys know that that's a ticking time bomb. That for whatever reason, the pin eventually, something happens and eventually the pinned plastic just breaks down, especially when it's used as a joint for something. And that's what I'm really terrified of. It's one of the reasons, though, I do play caution on picking up these figures, because if that is something you do not like, I would recommend staying away from them, especially since at least 2 of them are exclusives and not part of regular retail release. So yeah. But I did want to get all of them because it's one of the rare times that I've been able to get all of the Fairlady Z Autobots together, and having an extra Decepticon one is kind of cool as well. But other than that, each of them are really nice. You know, yeah. Of course. I'm just gonna roll with the punches, but yeah. Prowl looks really nice. Although I still say if you only want to pick up one just to have the mold, I think BlueStreak here is the one to pick up. I think he's just the best out of all of them. I think he just looks the awesome. He comes with all the weapons that the mold is supposed to have. Put you back down here. Now, as I said before, I got him at FYE, and I'm thinking they must have picked up ones that had a bunch of paint defects or paint scratches in them on the cheap. The one downside to picking him up at FYE, he was $30. If I wasn't super interested in actually wanting to get this figure, I probably wouldn't have purchased him from FYE. I would have found somewhere cheaper. He's still nice, but yeah, with the issue of the knees that I explained, as well as the price tag, I can't really recommend him. Barricade is also pretty nice, but like I said, with him you can really see with his knees, if I can get it up close, that's just clear translucent plastic held together by a pin. So, much like gold plastic syndrome, one day the knees on all 4 of these figures are just going to break. It's not a matter of if, but when. And that's what really sucks about this figure, about the mold for this figure. So, again, if that's something that does bother you, I cannot recommend the figure. But if you at least want one of them, like I said, either BlueStreaker or Smokescreen, I think, are your two best bets just because it comes with the most amount of weapons. Oh, and there is one thing I do a little bit different with Barricade here. You can actually spin the shoulder plates down, and I do that to make him seem just a little bit different than the Autobot versions. So there's just a little bit of difference between them, visually at least. But yeah, other than that, I think they're nice. Like I said, that one, the knee issue is something I'm even shocked Hasbro did. I really thought they learned their lesson after Transformers Energon, but I guess not. You know, I've gone through 2 Energon Starscreams because the elbow on one of his would just shatter after a while because it's held together. Well, that one's not held together with a pin, it is held together with a screw. And again, it just eventually breaks for no reason. And the same is going to be said for these guys. Even if I leave them on a shelf for the rest of their life and don't touch them, eventually the plastic is just going to break. And that really sucks. So, yeah. But I do think they're still great figures. If you want to be able to purchase all of the Autobot Fairlady Z Countaches in one line, so they all look the same and actually look really good. These do look nice, despite my gripes with the mold. Go right ahead. And like I said, if I'd have to twist my arm and make me pick just one to grab, I think BlueStreak is the one to grab. I think him or Smokescreen, just because they come with the most amount of weapons. So, yeah. And until next time, this is 10Z saying I'll see you when I see you.